What is food insecurity? Food insecurity refers to the lack of access to enough food for an active, healthy life. It can manifest in a variety of ways, including not having enough food to eat, not having a wide enough variety of foods, or not being able to afford the food that one needs. Food insecurity can affect people of all ages, races, and socioeconomic backgrounds, but it is particularly prevalent among low-income households, particularly those with children, elderly people, and people living in poverty. Food insecurity can be caused by a variety of factors, including poverty, unemployment, and low wages. When people are struggling to make ends meet, they may have to choose between paying for food and paying for other necessities such as rent, utilities, or health care. In addition, people who are unemployed or underemployed may not have the income needed to purchase enough food to meet their needs. Another cause of food insecurity is the lack of access to affordable, healthy food. Many low-income neighborhoods, often referred to as food deserts, lack access to supermarkets and other retailers that sell fresh fruits, vegetables, and other nutritious foods. Instead, residents of these areas may be more likely to rely on convenience stores and fast food restaurants that sell foods that are high in calories and low in nutrients. Food insecurity can also be the result of natural disasters, war, and other forms of conflict. These events can disrupt food production and distribution, making it difficult for people to access the food they need. Additionally, these events can displace people from their homes, making it difficult for them to access food assistance programs and other resources. Food insecurity can have serious health and social consequences, including malnutrition, poor mental health, and difficulty with work and school. Malnutrition can lead to a host of health problems, including stunted growth, weak immune systems, and anemia. Children who experience food insecurity are more likely to have developmental delays, poor academic performance, and behavioral problems. Adults who experience food insecurity also face a number of health risks. They are more likely to suffer from chronic health conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. They also may experience depression, anxiety, and other mental health problems. Food insecurity can also have negative impacts on the economy. When people are struggling to afford food, they may have to cut back on other expenses, such as healthcare, transportation, and child care. This can lead to increased absenteeism from work and school, which can have a negative impact on productivity and educational outcomes. Food insecurity is a complex problem that affects people of all ages, races, and socioeconomic backgrounds. It can be caused by a variety of factors, including poverty, unemployment, low wages, and a lack of access to affordable, healthy food. It can have serious health and social consequences and can also have negative impacts on the economy. To address food insecurity, it is important to focus on policies and programs that address the underlying causes of the problem, such as poverty and unemployment, and that increase access to affordable, healthy food. Causes of food insecurity. Poverty. Poverty is one of the main causes of food insecurity. When people are living in poverty, they often struggle to afford basic necessities such as food, housing, and health care. As a result, they may have to make difficult choices about how to spend their limited resources, which can lead to food insecurity. Unemployment or low income. Unemployment or low income is another major cause of food insecurity. When people are unemployed or underemployed, they may not have the income needed to purchase enough food to meet their needs. Additionally, people who are working low-wage jobs may not earn enough to afford food and other necessities. Lack of affordable housing. Lack of affordable housing is another cause of food insecurity. When people are spending a large portion of their income on housing, they may not have enough money left over to afford food. Additionally, people who are homeless or at risk of homelessness may not have access to the resources they need to purchase food. Chronic health conditions or lack of access to health care. Chronic health conditions or lack of access to health care can also cause food insecurity. People who are struggling with chronic health conditions may not have the energy or resources to purchase and prepare food. Additionally, people who do not have access to healthcare may not be able to afford the medications they need to manage their health conditions, which can lead to food insecurity. Systemic racism and racial discrimination. Systemic racism and racial discrimination can also contribute to food insecurity. People of color are more likely to experience poverty, unemployment, and a lack of access to affordable housing and healthcare, which can increase their risk of food insecurity. Additionally, people of color may face discrimination in the workplace, which can make it more difficult for them to find and maintain employment. Some of the main causes include poverty, unemployment, low income, a lack of affordable housing, chronic health conditions, and systemic racism and discrimination. To address food insecurity, it is important to focus on policies and programs that address the underlying causes of the problem and increase access to affordable, healthy food. Effects of food insecurity. Health issues. Food insecurity can cause serious health issues as people may have to choose between spending money on food and medicine or healthcare. When people do not have enough food to eat, they may become malnourished, which can lead to a host of health problems such as stunted growth, weak immune systems, and anemia. Additionally, people who experience food insecurity may not be able to afford the medications they need to manage chronic health conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. Impact on children. Food insecurity can also have a significant impact on children. Children who experience food insecurity are more likely to have developmental delays, poor academic performance, and behavioral problems. They may also be more likely to suffer from malnutrition, which can have long-term negative impacts on their physical and mental health. Additionally, children who experience food insecurity may be more likely to miss school, which can negatively impact their academic performance and future opportunities. Difficult decisions. Food insecurity can lead to difficult decisions like choosing between food and rent, bills, and transportation. When people are struggling to afford food, they may have to cut back on other expenses, such as healthcare, transportation, and child care. This can lead to increased absenteeism from work and school, which can have a negative impact on productivity and educational outcomes. Additionally, people who are struggling to afford food may be more likely to experience housing insecurity and homelessness, which can. Mental health. Food insecurity can also have negative impacts on mental health. People who experience food insecurity may be more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and other mental health problems. The stress of worrying about where their next meal will come from or not being able to afford enough food can take a toll on a person's mental well-being. Food insecurity can have serious and far-reaching effects on individuals, families, and communities. It can cause serious health problems, negatively impact children's development, lead to difficult decisions, and negatively impact mental health. It is important to address the problem of food insecurity by implementing policies and programs that increase access to affordable, healthy food and address the underlying causes of the problem, such as poverty, unemployment, and a lack of access to affordable housing and healthcare. Some solutions to end food insecurity. One solution to food insecurity is to increase access to healthy food. This can be done through programs such as food banks, which provide food to people in need, and through initiatives such as farmers markets and community gardens, which make fresh fruits and vegetables more accessible to low-income communities. Additionally, programs like the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, and the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, WIC, provide financial assistance to help low-income families purchase food. Another solution is to increase access to education and job training programs. This can help people gain the skills and knowledge they need to secure better-paying jobs, which in turn can help them afford to buy enough food for themselves and their families. This can also be done through programs that help low-income people access education, such as GED programs, vocational training programs, and apprenticeships. Another solution is to increase the amount of affordable housing available to low-income families. Many people who face food insecurity also struggle to afford housing, which can make it difficult for them to buy enough food for themselves and their families. Increasing the amount of affordable housing available to low-income families can help alleviate this problem and make it easier for them to afford enough food. In addition to these solutions, there are also several other initiatives that can help alleviate food insecurity. For example, many schools have programs that provide free or reduced cost meals to low-income students, and there are also programs that provide food assistance to seniors and people with disabilities. In conclusion, food insecurity is a complex problem that requires a multifaceted approach to solve. Increasing access to healthy food, education and job training programs, and affordable housing are all important steps that can be taken to help alleviate food insecurity. Additionally, raising awareness about the issue and advocating for policies that protect people in need can also help bring about change. By working together, we can help to end food insecurity and ensure that everyone has access to the food they need to lead healthy and fulfilling lives.